Hello YouTubers, my name is Keejchen, and today we're playing The Last Spell. The Last Spell is one of those games in early access. It is in version 0.96, so you can see that it's pretty close to being version 1. But keep in mind that some things are still in development. The game itself is a turn-based base building roguelike, kinda. Developed by a company called Ishtar Games, not one I'm familiar with, but we are going to get familiar with them because we're going to play some of this little game here. I'm going to reset my campaign, which is fine. I just played a little to learn the basics, and we can take it from the bottom. It does have some lore and some story that we will be going through. Real quick, if you are playing this for the first time, I do recommend that you go in here and you turn on all of these warnings here. Some of them are turned on by default. I have turned motionless heroes off, but at the beginning I think it was really useful to have it. We might even turn it on right now. And I will, of course, run the opening sequence here. I think this one is so well done that we should definitely see it in play. So I'll shut up for a second and you can enjoy the little story mode here. Oh, and I'm not going to shut up because I have to voice act this. War. For centuries, the world was engulfed in never-ending strife and chaos. Can I click enter? No, just the mouse. Okay. Elves fighting dwarves, dwarves fighting men, orcs fighting everyone. The common folk were bled dry, poverty, famine, and disease. Secluded in his tower, researching forbidden magic secrets, the archmage Hieronymus Teller made an extraordinary discovery. A wild, unknown type of magic with tremendous power. Spells of mass destruction capable of obliterating any city in one strike. Driven by the hope of ending all war, he launched the spell on a small village. A gigantic dark ball of purple flames fell from the sky and smashed into the town center, leaving only ruin, lifeless bodies, and purple fumes. The whole royal family of a neighboring kingdom was present at that time. They all died. The king, mad with grief, ordered his mages to research this new magic. He made his mages unleash hell on the neighboring capital city. Boom. Several hundred thousand died. The tremor shook all the kingdoms. All of them researched the purple magic. The sky was constantly flashing purple bursts. Thundering explosions were heard every hour. War was no more, only annihilation. There was no turning back. At some point the explosion stopped, a resounding silence. A strange mist started to aggregate around the remaining cities. Small groups of survivors started to gather. The mist around them was thickening. At night, they had to defend themselves against attacks from strange creatures, monsters even. They called them claws. They appointed a leader, the commander, and started rebuilding roofs and defenses, a new haven. Most mages were hanged, or worse, in retribution. Some of them, fearing for their lives, tried to find an answer. They found a way. A spell. The last spell. The name of the game. They built a circle of power to channel their combined magic. The goal was simple, yet nearly impossible. Channel enough energy to summon and break the seals of magic, and banish all magic from this world forever. Forever. But when comes the night, terrifying mutated creatures even, come out of the mist to kill. The survivors' only hope is to fight night after night and protect these mages at all costs until the last spell is cast. And that's the game. This game is under development. Your feedback is valuable. Right. New campaign. That's a bit long, and there's a lot of text that I won't always be reading out loud. Oh, escape to skin. Throughout the game, as we're playing, I'll try to give voice to some of it, but we won't spend too much time on it. The gameplay itself, though, that's why we're here, is excellent. So, here, welcome Commander. Defend the last bastion of humanity with your squad of heroes. Exterminate fiendish monsters with magic and brute force by night, and rebuild your battered city defenses by day. Your goal is to protect the magic circle until the mages cast the last spell. You lose if the magic circle is destroyed or all of your heroes are dead. Boom, boom, boom. We can position and stuff. And here we are in the first little town. So the last spell, we have heroes, 3 of them at the beginning here. We can move them around and set up as we wish. We are in the deployment phase currently. There is not a production phase where we build the base in the first turn, but we start with this little base here. Later on, there will be different maps with different bases. This is like the starting one. We start with a shop here in the town that we can buy stuff in during the production phase. We start with a little temple that can heal heroes in the production phase. We have houses that produce workers. Workers will help us accomplish various tasks, like clearing out ruins, which gives us gold and materials back for destroying these buildings here. Okay, good. Like I said, in the first round, there is no such thing as the production phase. We just have to fight the first wave. And so this is a little introduction to how battles work in this game. The heroes themselves are randomized. There's recently been a very big update to the game, this Monday, I think. And so a lot of the stuff is new for me. I was playing a little bit before the update just to compare, and it's great. The new things, the heroes are randomized much more and have different like perks based on, well, RNG. Like I said, the heroes themselves are randomized at the beginning of the game. So we have 3, and we got what? We have a mage here with +2 magic damage, so that's great. You can see all of his stats here on the screen. Some of it is modified by his 3 starting traits. So this guy is a cultist, gains physical damage, magic damage, extra mana regen, but lower health regen. Okay. Ferocious, just flat extra damage to all things. Very nice. And soft-hearted, he has lower critical chance. Interesting. So 0% critical. 5 base, -8. Can't go into the negatives, though. And he starts with a little novice's wand. The weapons themselves will determine the skills of any given hero. So this guy has the Sword of Damocles, Transfer, and Magic Missiles because he owns a novice's wand. And then the other equipment that he starts with is pretty basic, giving a little stat boost here and there. Good stuff. So we have a mage. He can hold a shield in the offhand because it's a one-handed mage item. We have a warrior type, a melee fighter with physical damage on a rusty hammer. Bash, crush, and stomp. She is a warrior. Oh, look at the 10% extra physical damage, extra health, extra resistance. Resistance is a flat percentage reduction of incoming damage, and daily mana regen is down. So she's like full-on just warrior. Fair enough. Naive is lowered opportunism. Oh, okay. I wonder, can that go into the negative? It can. Oh, strange. So opportunism is one of the stats that secondary attributes, and this one in particular means that you do more damage, or I suppose less damage, against enemies affected by debuffs, stun, poison, contagion. I didn't know it could go into the negatives, so she does not want to hit people who have debuffs. Interesting. Naive. And light traveler, -1 bag slot. Oh, but +1 move point. Oh, but bag slots are so good. So that's unfortunate. And then we have a ranged guy with a short bow. Precise shot, power shot, tight volley, and rain of arrows. We will cover all of these skills in detail, don't worry. Trapper, extra physical damage and range damage. Okay, and so 16% plus 2 opportunities is a big deal here. But lowered 5% dodge chance. Okay. Pushover, minus 3% damage total. Oof. But then precise, 3% extra range damage, but minus 10 armor. Okay. Armor is ablative and restores after every enemy round. Or whenever we start our turn. So you can take armor damage during the enemy's turn, and that's a good thing. So let's see. We'll go like this. We can see here that the enemies are coming from this side. They come from outside the mist. If I click here, it shows here hordes coming from the southeast. Let's start to run it. The first wave should be fairly manageable. There are currently, I am only aware at least, of 2 difficulties in the game, the easy mode and the normal mode, and we're playing on the normal mode, the way the game was meant to be played. There's no hard mode, at least I have not unlocked it yet. Fight monsters until they're dead, sure. Move your heroes, use skills. Health and mana are not fully restored every day. You need to check your character sheet for that. Enemies within your haven and damaging its buildings will cause panic. At the end of the night, the panic level determines your rewards. Oh, and we have more here. We can swap between weapon sets. Sure. Yeah. Oh, and there's an undo mechanic, which is very nice. So if the enemies make it to the haven itself, which is this line here, and or start destroying the actual buildings that we have in here, we will accumulate panic up there. And we want this one to be at 0, because then we get rewarded handsomely. Should be possible in the first night. So now we are taking our turn. The enemies come in. There are many more enemies to come after this. Here you can see the progress of the night. Once it hits the end, it'll stop spawning enemies, and it'll give you a number of how many remain. We just have to clear the field in order to win. And now we're looking at a hero. Every hero has action points, mana, and move points. Most things cost 1 action point, that is indicated here, and then they have like bigger abilities that cost maybe a higher amount of action points and sometimes also mana. You can see the mana region down here is 7 for this character, so we could use this ability 2 times throughout the night. Then we would recover almost all of the mana, which is kind of what you want to do on the first night. You want to try to not overspend on resources. Here we have the storm. You only earn 2 mana per night, which is not that great, and 5. Alright, so let us do an attack. I will go in with you. How much damage do they do on the first night? We can click on an enemy, we can read about them. This is one of the claws that were referenced in the opening sequence. There are claws, and then there are dodgers. Many more enemy types to come, but the dodgers and the claws seems to be the only ones we are getting right now. A claw does 23 to 28 damage with 1 hit. You can see here when we click on them how far they can move. So it would be able to move up to here and then do 1 attack if we don't stop it. The other ones are not getting that far. This character has 20 armor and can gain extra 25 armor for using the brace ability, which is interesting and tempting, but no. I think we just go like this, squash him. She has a hammer with a bash attack, attacking a single enemy, dealing fairly high damage, 104 minimum damage, and this one has 100 health, so 100% kill chance. Unless it has a dodge chance. If I click on it here, oh, you can see the dodge chance up here in the corner when I hover over it, but for some reason it doesn't have it when I use my bash. Don't overthink it. The other thing we have is crush, which would hit 2 enemies but deal less damage, but then we can take out both by hitting them twice. There. Like that. Now you note that the crush is now unavailable. Every skill can be used a certain number of times per turn. So this is 0 out of 2 now. Can't use it again. Now we are thinking about, well, I could go here and bash him. But then we would only have 1 move remaining to move back here. And then the next enemies that are spawning will be attacking her. I could go over there and then move up there after. That might be better. Let's see what else we can clear with our other guys. Sword of Damocles is 65, so that'll be 2 hits to kill 1 enemy. Oh, that's right. I can transfer action points to other heroes with this guy, which is super effective. So we'll go like that. Give her a little support ability, an extra action point and extra move point. So now you come over here, smash that one. You might even want to do it again, because you're trading 1 action point for 1 kill, which he cannot do on his own. But he can do it by transferring action points to her. Aha. Can't do it anymore. 2 times as max. Meanwhile, the archer up here has 2 basic attacks. We have the precise shot, which has the no dodge effect, so they cannot dodge it, but low damage. And then she has a power shot, which is a high amount of damage, but it's inaccurate. Inaccurate is explained on the left there. It increases the target's dodge chance. You'll also note that the attack area here has 2 like tiers to it. There's the outer rim and then the inner rim, or whatever you want to call it. If they are like out here, oh, and it even displays that on the cursor here. If they are inside the first layer, they have a 1.5 multiplier to their dodge. If we go 1 step further out, it increases even further. So we want them to be in this like middle zone. We move forward. He has 2% dodge chance here. That's fine. He dodged it. 2%. Okay. Unlikely to happen twice, at least. Good. I don't think I can target this one. This one is technically still in the mist. It's just like showing us that there's an enemy coming in there. We'll hit you twice and then retreat back up there. Good. Now, kill this one. And that's all we could do. They are not going to reach her, so she's fine. And then that's the first round. We killed a fair amount of enemies, made good use of our action points. 1 hero didn't move, but that's fine. Now you see that there's a lot more enemies coming in. We've got some dodgers here, 10% dodged, and claws. Okay. I might come in here. Well, we should start by looking at some of our area of effect abilities. So, area of effect abilities in this game are super important. Like the Rain of Arrows is one of the favorites. Big hit, but it does like a weird attack pattern. Here it's pretty good though, and it does a ton of damage. So this would clear 6 enemies with 2 action points and 5 mana. Which I don't think is a bad idea. Here, with this one, it doesn't kill enemies, it doesn't do enough damage. This one does twice the damage, the Rain of Arrows. This one, the type volley costs less and also has the benefit of denying the enemy's movement points. So like this might still be the better play. We can do it twice and it slows the horde down. There's also the stomp here, which we could go in here and hit like that. And it has a stun chance on all these surrounding enemies. I think I like that a lot for you here. Like that. That leaves you with 2 action points. We go up here. A lot of them got stunned. That's nice. Do the crush there. Come back here. Smash. Or bash. And now I'm regretting because I wanted to give him or her action points again. That's better use of the action points. So you can come over here. Bash that one now. 3 moves remaining, 2, 3, yeah, we'll do it again. Come down here, bash that one, move back. They can now reach you, but we will do something to stop that. Another important thing to note is that when enemies get hit and damaged, they get this little blood drop on them. The little blood drop will give them debuff. I can't hover over it while hovering over him, but you can see in the top right there, he's currently stunned, but he's also bloodied and has lower move points and lower damage output while bloodied with 1 blood drop. Then the big one here, the double blood drop or whatever you want to call it, means that they do less panic in the town, they do have 2 negative move points and even less damage. Do keep in mind that the penalties for this kind of thing is dependent on the unit type. Some of them will give different debuffs when they get hit. I think we should do the tight volley here. Like that. Good. They're all bloodied, and they all have the movement debuff. They literally cannot move during that next turn then. So we're not focusing on them because they're not threatening us anymore. At least this next turn. Want to kill things that come closer. Do the 2 power shots, move back. Now you, Tristan, you will want to help the melee character because she's currently being hit, and she would take actual damage from that because she's only has got 20 armor. So kill him. Now he cannot make it to her, so she's safe from that. And here she's still being attacked from this character. We hit it. Now she's not being attacked by anyone. We have stemmed the tide as much as we could with our action points. Yes, all action points are used. End turn. The horde approaches. Okay. Then what? Oh, this is such a perfect stomp opportunity, so we can't not do this. Boom. These 2 got stunned, very nice. You finish off this one. What else? You have 5 mana regen, so we can definitely do something like this again. Or we could do the rain of arrows now, but it's a little bit wasteful hitting enemies that were already damaged. This is 7 kills though, which is quite nice. Now the ones in the front are the ones we really need to worry about. Not yet. They're not going to hit anything. We have these stockades, barrels, which persist through days and nights, you know, and the enemies will attack them and they have health. So it's best for us if they are not destroyed during this first night, so that we can use them as defenses and then later nights. I think I will come down here, smash you and you, taking out full health enemies. Give you action point. Crush here. Like that. Do we want to do another crush? I think it is pretty efficient. Like that. Now we gotta kill the frontliners here. Power shot on you. Claw and claw, so power shot on you. Don't do power shot on dodgers because it amplifies their dodge chance. You hit that one. Good. And now we're thinking about that AoE ability. Is that something we want to do? I think the tight volley is fine, just on the same guys. Then we killed 6 enemies with 4 action points and 4 mana instead of attacking them last turn with the rain of arrows, which would have killed them for 4 and 2 action points. So I think I messed up in that way. Do it anyway. But I have regrets. Move back here, out of range of him. Everyone has spent their action points, so it's just about how much do we need to move back in order to not be hit. I think we're in a fine enough position. No, you gotta move 1 step back. Good. End turn. Oh, okay. Oh, and he dodged it. Exactly as planned. So this guy has not spent any mana yet, and it's time, I think, to start doing that. He has the magic missiles. I think we're seeing the end of the horde, by the way. It's the end of the night. There's only 21 enemies remaining. So let us start cleaning up. Ah, this one's too close to him. Okay. Move over there. Magic missiles. Kind of like in D&D. using that to finish off enemies that are already wounded. Then, what do we do here? I think it's going to be hard to stop all of these from reaching these barrels. Same with this stockade, I really want to protect it. So that's just... these two guys need to die. There and there. Now we're not losing HP on this stockade. So now we're focusing on these barrows over here, protecting them. We'll do it with Crush here. That does prevent you from getting there. Okay, good. Then it's a no-brainer. You shoot him. You give action points here. No more crushing. But we can go here, smash or bash. There, bash, there, bash. Very nice. And another. Good stuff. Alright. That leaves us with just one action point. We'll shoot at the frontliner here. And move back out of range. That would be here. She wants to stay as close to the enemies as possible, of course. She has so she doesn't have to spend too much movement moving in and attacking them. But I think we did just well there, and that should be the final round coming up. Now we're just cleaning up here. Let's keep doing this to get it under the skin. It's a mechanic that I hadn't been using a whole lot when I was playing solo, so I'm trying to get it like into my brain that I should use that to transfer skill points or action points to the other characters. That's basically what that weapon type is for. Support. Good. Then another knight survived. You can see here what we killed. It's 49 and 6 dodgers, and then we get experience. Everyone levels up. Everyone's alive, we lost no HP, no one dead, so we get an S rating, which doesn't really matter. I don't think this S rating actually does anything. But on this screen here, it grades how we did with the panic level, and if we did not... First of all, we get money and materials based on how well we did, and if we get into the final, like... it doesn't have to be perfect, but in the final stage, you also get an item, which is a super big deal. A knight reward. So, continue. Now the mist comes closer, so yeah. The next nights will be more difficult. Production phase. We assign workers to building tasks. We can make them do things in buildings that we have already built, or we can make them destroy ruins. We can upgrade heroes by leveling up, gaining new perks, new gear, and that's it for now. We'll do the whole production phase here in this video, and then that'll be sort of the system, I think, for future videos. So let us begin by checking out the Knight Reward. We don't necessarily want to claim it here. Oh, but we get a red tier 2 item. What? An epic body armor. Health block is a straight reduction in the enemy damage, kind of like resistant, but this one just takes 5 away, where the other one is a percentage thing, so you can have both, of course, and then armor. There's basically a lot of ways to protect your characters. Block, armor, resistance, dodge. 4 different defensive stats. And health, of course. Extra physical damage, extra armor, and it gives us an upgraded brace ability. So this would go on the melee character, and it could become a proper tank. That's... I mean, this mana ring over here is pretty damn good too. Oh yeah. But I don't think we can argue against the median armor, so confirm. We'll just equip that immediately. I have no doubt in my mind who is going to get that one, so we'll hit the city stash here, find the correct character, and do like that. Now I think we can level up. Yeah, so let's level our characters. We go in here. There are 2 stages to character levels, or we can say like 3. You get a primary attribute upgrade, you get a secondary attribute upgrade, and you get a perk. And they're like rolled randomly here. So we can either, here we get an option or a choice. We can upgrade one of these 5, and you'll note that they are all brown in color. So we want to re-roll. Did not get lucky. What is this? This is the melee character. We could just go for the physical damage of the armor. But I want to re-roll again. Oh, and we got a blue one. But then it's range damage. So this was a bad idea. Or that's unfortunate. Now she does 10% extra ranged, but you'd know that it was blue. Here's a better example. Brown is normal. Green means that the percentage thing goes higher, and then blue is the highest. I have not seen anything beyond blue. So those are the three tiers of upgrades that you can get, and that's why I was re-rolling. Opportunism up by 12% means that she does more to enemies with debuff, stun, poison, contagion. Okay, that could be pretty good on the melee characters. She can already stun with the current item that she has, and there's a way to make melee characters poison enemies fairly efficiently. I think I like that. And taking the blues ones are usually the best anyway. So, confirm. And then we're in the perks. The perks, there are always three utility guy things, a ranged one, a magic one, and a melee one, physical damage. They're tied to the three major damage traits, but not necessarily limiting them to be in that school. For example, mana growth here can be used by melee weapons just as well. So we gotta look at them. They're randomized. Every character will have a different set here. So we gotta read them. Sprint. This one will unlock the sprint skill, allowing you to restore move points in exchange for some health. 10 health for move points. That's not bad. Mana growth. 2 mana for each level of the hero. Perseverance. When a unit dodges an attack from the hero, the next attack gets plus 10 accuracy. Every 3 units dodging an attack from the hero means an extra action point. Very interesting. Cheer is a buff costing no action points, so you can use it every turn, and it buffs someone for 15% extra damage. Pretty good thing. Quick reload. Unlocks the quick reload skill, allowing you to restore 1 use to all skills of the current weapon set. That means you can do the area attacks more often. Uses per night 3. Okay, and coagulation means armor is increased by 110% of the hero's daily health regen. Noted over here, 11, so it would go up by 12, the armor. And of course, this one's cool because later on I might get more daily health regen from various sources, and so we would get more armor. All of these are interesting. Not sure keen on the sprint there, but the cheer, the quick reload, or the coagulation. The cheer used to be used to cost an action point, and then I didn't like it. Now that it's free to use, 15% extra damage for an entire turn, and every turn, and you can give it to whoever you want. I think it's a good one. We'll get it. Then the archer here, level up. You can get physical damage. Now, physical damage again. Okay. We will reroll that again. Magic damage. God damn it. Alright. That's unlucky. I've never been that unlucky with this. Here we can get poison damage up. But it only affects skills with the poison effect already, which there are some ranged weapons that do that. So there's an option there. Or we reroll. Oh no, I can't reroll anymore. Poison isn't that great in this game, I'll be honest. So I think we'll go just critical power. And then perks, you can get sprint, harvester. Every 8 enemies killed, plus 2 to daily regen. Modifier resets every morning. That's interesting. You do kill a fair amount of enemies. So potion throw, plus 1 equipment slot, bag equipment, so one extra here. And potions can be thrown at a range of 10, quick reload, and coagulation. Tough. Harvester, it's so nice being able to just spend more mana. Every character wants to be able to just spend their abilities that cost mana every turn, especially in the late game. Doing AoE effects is super important. I think that's a good one to get. Good. And the next, Tristan, level up. He gets range damage, of course. Let's reroll. Aha, here's a good one. Mana up or dodge or block. I think we'll take the dodge. Like 10% extra dodge is a pretty big deal. Mages can become like pseudo tanks later. And mana, I will say that late game, especially mages, tend to have a lot of it. So we will not need it. Stun chance is of course great, but it only affects skills with a stun effect, which he doesn't have, and I don't remember a mage skill that does that. So I will go reroll. Propagation damage. Okay. Some skills will chain or propagate damage across like a swarm, and then that is modified by various effects, like such as the propagation damage, which is how much it reduces in effect for every bounce. So that's a pretty nice thing. I like propagation effects in the game here, so we'll go for that. Something that we'll have to build towards. Mana growth, perseverance, cheer, leapfrog. Upgrades the jump over skill to costing less movement and having +1 range. Can also target enemies. Yeah, I'd like that on a melee character, so you can jump over them. Maybe the quick reload is good. Perseverance. I should have checked if any of them have like lowered accuracy. See, he has low accuracy, so I think perseverance then might be nice. That or the quick reload. This one's new, haven't had it before. But it's tempting to get more action points for free, and they do tend to dodge a lot in the late game, so there'll be a lot of extra action points and just a lot of extra accuracy. Which is nice. You know, it's nice. Okay. Then we have gold and we have materials. We can buy gear in the shop. I usually don't do that unless we have, until we have upgraded the shop, but maybe I should rethink that, because buying a weapon early on can be a big deal. Short bow with extra critical power, novice's wand with extra critical power. Potions are great, like potion of mana. I usually just buy those whenever I can. Potion of energy +1 even. Okay, so 3 uses per night to gain 1 extra action point. I will drop that one in there as well. And a scorching wave scroll. Okay. For 15, yes. I'll get the triple scroll too, because why not? So then you go in here. Now we gotta note that not all spells necessarily cost or deal magic damage. So this one here does magic damage, this one here does physical damage. So you want this scroll on someone with high fizz damage, and it is the melee character. There. Only 1 back slot is kind of nasty, but 6 mana for this. You only use it in an emergency, but then it's great, and it's very important to be able to clear groups of enemies fast, you know. So that's why we do it like this. Let me put that on you here. Mana potion and the scorching wave scroll. Magic damage. Oh, interesting. She does more magic damage now. So she's actually better with the scorching wave scroll. Huh. And we'll give her the mana potion to back that up. And then you just get the energy potion over there. Not the best character to have this one. Yeah, I don't like that. I know it's 1% more damage, but he's got more mana to sustain using stuff like that. She's also got better AoE abilities by default, right? Good. that was some of our money. Upgrade the shot would cost 40. We can do it next night. We didn't take any damage on our character, so we don't need the temple for anything. It's only good for healing. We can build new buildings, but we can't afford it. We can build new defenses, but we don't need it, I think. Can only build them all the way up here. Is this a gate? Wooden wall. Oh, you can upgrade it into a reinforced wooden wall. Oh, okay. Which I think equivalates to the same cost as the difference here. Wooden wall into reinforced wall. Yeah, 15 difference. Okay. Sounds good. And I won't spend too much on that right now. So, that'll be the end of the first episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the last spell so far. It gets a lot more intense later on. There's a lot of different enemy types to find and fight and kill. By the way, you're supposed to lose the first run. Oh, I think. Yeah, you're not supposed to win the first run anyway. And I have never beaten a run. I've made it to wave 9, I think, or night 9. So out of, I think it's 12, something like that. Anyway, more on that later. See you soon, guys, and bye-bye.